Hello, how are you doing? Jeffrey John Cox, Iron Dog Gym. I'm a Sifu, and I earned that title. So let's talk about that for a second. There's got to be some kind of title, you know? You want to call me Dr. Cox or something? And I have degrees that I've got at the university, and I get to put things after my name if I want. And, you know, I only do those on letterheads and resumes, right? So what is that for a martial arts enterprise? What is that for a martial art enterprise or a martial art instructor? Like, what's my resume? So, a long time ago, my resume was an ad in Inside Kung Fu magazine. I had an ad, my name is in there. Go get one out of the box in the garage. That's what we did. And if you want to say I'm legit, you would go to a bookstore, or if you got your magazines from, you find the person's ad, and there would be their Sigung or Sifu's ad, and it would list the schools in the USA. That was your resume. So that was your title. So we have a system for earning those titles. And sometimes you could get a building somewhere and be like a real university, right? Just like Harvard. They make that stuff up too. So what is a Sifu? It's a teacher. You know, everyone knows what these things are. There's plenty more material on that. So just let's talk about a WT Sifu has produced a technician in its simplest terms. We don't call someone a Sifu until they've got some black belts walking around that they raised up. You can say you're a Sifu, and then we go where, right? We got people like putting the name to start a school. You're their first student. So that's not a Sifu yet, right? Who is that? So I'm a Sifu because Isaiah got his first technician degree. And we got that under M and Bostepe. And I'm finishing third technician, right? I need to train with some people and do a week of testing and, you know, polish off. We'll see if I'm there. I just have to be a second tech and produce a first tech. And then other people go, wow, you are a teacher. There's your product. Right? This is American pragmatism. The proof is in the pudding. So there are all kinds of people on the internet and within our organization that thought I was a Sifu, and they would always call me Sifu. And then I would say, no, I'm just a Si-Hing, because I had not earned my second tech, and I just run this little traditional system out of my house. I don't advertise, right? No one's coming up to me with a red envelope with 3 years worth of money in it, or a bag of rice or anything, right? So it's just Isaiah, my one disciple, and myself. How many you got? I got one. How many airplane noises in this video? One. So before that, I was a Si-Hing, and that's the term we use in WT. You're my older brother, and we're all trying to learn this. And I would rather be with a Si-Hing who's saying, I'm just learning this. So my first teacher, Dennis Bonet, he said, I'm a Si-Hing, and I'm just a little ahead of you. Si-Fu Emin is our Sifu. He's in Germany. Well, he comes here. Back then in Eureka, we tried for 3 times a year, and we'd always miss one from fog. 2 times a year, 1 time a year. Then I would go down to LA starting in '98. We put up the LA headquarters. Right, so every time you see a video from the headquarters, I see paint I painted on the wall. I see floor I polished and put in. So I'm old school like that. I can't do that. So I was a Si-Hing so long, they call me Dai Si-Hing. That's a joke, right? I'm the oldest Si-Hing. But now I got Isaiah up, and then there's some stories, ask your friends, you know, where people looked at me and they're like, since when are you not? Like, because of the, you know, that's a title, right? I don't have a PhD either. I should. Smarter than you. All right, next up. So I use that title, and we have a dash in it. Capital S, capital F. It's a title, like doctor, right? And then professor is another level. That's a universal term. A Sifu is like a professor, right? But that's another level. So we reserve that. Like I prefer to Professor Lung Ting. because he's no longer my top of my pyramid in my organization, but he still is the professor that wrote all these books I read, right? Kind of like Sijo. That's awkward, right? If I call Lung Ting my Sijo, but I'm doing Evmas, which is now Sijo Emin Steppe, like that's weird.